I think the first thing you'd notice with when you've never ridden it before and you first jump on it is the fact that it's a big bike that doesn't feel big, or it may appear to be big when it's static. That's the first thing. But the key about the whole concept of the bike is the fact of is the character of it, and the fact that you're instantly riding something that's got something quite special. If it's either the moment you press the start button and it bursts into life, which is one of it might sound quite silly really, but when you actually press the starter, it does burst into life. It doesn't, it really bangs from the word go, and you think, oh, yeah, that's quite good. It's not a muffled sound, and that's where the character starts. And it's one of the things I commented on to the R&D guys, is that don't change that character when you first start it. It's something special that's in it. And then as soon as you put it in gear and off you go, you just notice the torque in it is quite phenomenal, really. It's something really, really special that you don't get with any other type of engine configuration, which is quite unique. Typical V4 power characteristics means that you can just lump it into top gear and just ride it, and it'll deliver that from 2000 RPM up, which a lot of inline fours won't do, because you need to be changing up and down through the gearbox and things like that, where is with this bike, and it's quite unique in its respect that it just rolls on and it'll just roll through, and you actually forget what the input that you're putting into it appears to be minimal, but it's actually responding to what you're doing, and lets you enjoy what the riding, instead of concentrating all the time on what and keeping it online, and it does flow really, really well, which is quite unique really with the bike. But V4 character is unique in its own right anyway from that respect. One of the key things about it is that no matter what speed you're doing, you get this linear power that comes through, and I can only describe it as being that it completely responds to what the rider inputs into that machine. Every rider is different, and if we did some pillion testing when we were doing quite a lot of pillion testing actually, and if you ride behind different riders, the machine becomes completely different because that input is completely different rider to rider, and a lot of motorcycles won't let you do that. There are a certain category of a sports bike or a tourer, and they're quite categorised in the way they perform, whereas this bike seems to perform the way the rider wants it to, in whatever mood that rider's in, and that's quite unique really, and it's something that's quite special about the bike. We've definitely got the character back into motorcycling in general, which we've always had with V4. If you think of the RC30 was quite a character, and the RC45 was another character really. And if you look at the VFR's history in general, people rave over the VFR and have done for years and years and years. And really with this bike, what's going to happen is that we're going to take that VFR conception and just take it to a new era really. It's going to be a new concept which is going to take motorcycling forward, certainly for the next 10 years anyway. I can see it definitely. Now on a twisty road, you've got the situation where you lose the fact that it's the size of bike it is, and the fact that you're riding a sports bike, not a super sports bike, and it becomes again whatever you want it to be. Certainly from twisty road riding, it's probably where it's at its best because of the torque and because of the linear power delivery. Again, normally if you're trying to go around a twisty road on a something like a Fireblade or an SP2 or anything of that equivalent, you're working quite hard with the machine to get the machine to do what you want it to do. With the V4, you just forget that. All you do is concentrate on that twisted road and enjoying it, and it just responds almost automatically to what the rider wants. It's quite amazing, really. You don't appear to be having any sort of real input into it or effort. It just flows through, and it's great. Braking, the actual response to to braking or to acceleration, and the whole power delivery is just very, very linear and very smooth. Make a bad rider look really good, actually. especially me.